All right, you guys asked for it, so here it is. This is all the stuff I took on the Bigfoot hunt for the Infographic show. We're going to go over everything. Shouldn't take too long. There are two things I do not have here anymore, and they're actually both my tents. The first one, which I talked about in the last video, the blue, yellow, gray one I ended up donating to a shelter because I had to cut a hole in it, and I didn't want it anymore. It was already pretty old. I had it for 8 or 9 years. It was time to retire it. The second one I had, which is the large Coleman, I think it was orange and gray. I don't have that one here either. But we're going to go over all the other stuff that I took. So I got a whole array of stuff here on the table. The larger things that I have bagged together, like medical kits, my everyday carry stuff that was there that I took all the time in my smaller bag. I'll go over that at the end because I'm going to open everything up and show it to you guys. Let's start with the big stuff, I guess. We'll get it out of the way. I have it all over here. My everyday carry bag. This is a very nice Field and Stream. I've been using this. This is the Rogue River. I've been using this bag for many, many years. I use it kind of just like as my everyday bag. If I go somewhere, I put everything in here that I want for the day. It's really nice. No real complaints. It's got really good back support, which is something I really need. The rucksack that I took with me, also Field and Stream. I don't exactly know what kind of Field and Stream bag it is. It doesn't say. This is the Field and Stream rucksack bag I have. Also had it about 8 or 10 years. It's amazing. I bought this one after I lost my one from the military. It's a fairly nice rucksack. It has solid steel beams running through the back of it to hold the backpack very rigid. It can hold a lot of gear in here. I think this thing was 50 or 60 pounds when I brought it out there. I mean, I had about half the stuff that's on this table in there, plus about 4 days worth of clothes and a week's worth of MREs, all in this bag. It's got a lot of pouches in it, and it also has a waterproof bag that comes right out that is already attached to it. That's why it's one of my favorite rucksacks I've ever owned. This is the sleeping pad I took. It's just a basic Quest sleeping pad. It's not anything fancy. I think it's half or a quarter inch thick. Did the job pretty good. It kept me off the ground, which is what I wanted because the ground was pretty cold. Kept me warm at night. Kept my back in check. This monstrosity. This is my sleeping bag. This is the Cabela's Getaway 0 degree. It is very, very comfortable and very, very warm. I love this sleeping bag. I've had this for, I think I bought this the same time I bought my Field and Stream rucksack. So it's probably been about 7 or 8 years. I've used it quite a bit. No complaints. I'm always warm. It doesn't matter where I go. I would not take this out on like a desert adventure. Onto one of the more larger and heavier items. I have this emergency food supply. So this one's made by ReadyWise. It has 124 servings and a 25-year shelf life. I don't plan on this thing ever lasting 25 years. I plan on eating this thing probably within the next year or two because I have a few good adventures I want to take this on. But this has everything from cheesy macaroni, apple, cinnamon cereal, brown sugar, maple multigrain, orange drink mix, vanilla pudding, whey milk alternative, freeze-dried strawberries, creamy yogurt-style dessert, chicken-flavored noodle soup, creamy pasta vegetables, pasta Alfredo, which I can't eat. I'm going to have to take that out. Southwest rice and beans, savory stroganoff, tomato basil soup with pasta. If you're curious, this thing is 10 pounds, 15.1 ounces. It's a beast. I'll put it down here and open it up and kind of show you guys what's in it. So they come in these nice ReadyWise packages. I don't think these reseal. I think once you open them, they're open. So this one is creamy pasta and vegetables. This is strawberry slices and orange drink mix. Everything comes in these very large bags. As nice as these are, I think the one complaint I would have about these is they don't reseal. That's about it. I did try some of these. They're really, really good. All right, now let's get into the nitty gritty stuff. First thing I took with me was 2 big Bowie knives. This one's a Winchester. I don't know what this one is. I do like this one though, because the bottom of it comes open and you can shove all kinds of stuff in there. In this one, I just have chapstick. I have it in here because it's really good at starting fires. And also, your lips might get dry. You might want it. But you can put things in there like matches, fish and tackle, gear, anything that's small you can fit in there. It's about the size of a chapstick container and a little bit wider. The one item that I only took one of was the Corona saw. So this is a razor tooth saw. It's fairly nice. It cuts on the backstroke. This thing just tears through wood. We had no problem getting firewood with this thing. It was just a breeze. One thing that I got criticized for not bringing, at least by the people that were there, was an axe. I didn't bring an axe because, well, I didn't think we needed it. And honestly, we really didn't. The Corona saw worked just great. Anyone is looking for that one, I think I picked it up at Lowe's. Next thing I brought was just a little side knife to keep with me. You know, because there's some things you just can't do with the Bowie knife. You just need a regular knife. I also brought this knife. It's just a basic stainless steel knife, but it's really good for use for if you're like gutting an animal because of the curve. It's really good for taking off and skinning an animal. I didn't know if we were actually going to find anything. I did buy a small game license over there in case we really needed food. Shoot a squirrel or a rabbit or something. I took 2 different types of sharpening stones. I took this 2-sided whetstone with us. And then I also took this more portable grinding stone. It's got one side for coarse and one side for fine. 550 cord. This is like your best friend in a survival situation. I don't even know how much is here anymore because I've used so much of it through the years. But as you can see, the end splits open into all these tiny little hairs. I don't have the good one, which actually has the fishing line in it. I need to buy some because that one is way better. It has, I think, 10 separate strands in it, and then one strand is you can use for like a fishing line. I took a pair of just basic rawhide gloves for whatever use we needed them for, which I never even took them out of my bag. I took these small Belfont binoculars, just something that I could easily strap into the top of my bag and grab them when need be. I used them a couple times, mostly for scouting when we were going out, and I had to make sure we were going in roughly the right direction, or I saw something in the distance. I have this waterproof bag that has all of my fire starting tools in it. These things are actually really nice and very waterproof. In Oregon, their weather is like bipolar. It's raining one minute, sunny the next, snow, hail, severe thunderstorm, then back to sunshine, and then it freezes at night. Look, I lived in Michigan for 18 years of my life, and I thought I knew bipolar weather. Nope. Yeah, in Michigan, you can see 4 seasons in a day. In Oregon, you can see all of them. The only thing that we didn't see was probably tornadoes and hurricanes. So in here, it's just basic stuff. I have a lighter, just a basic pick lighter. I have an old medicine bottle with matches in it. So I took part of the match striker out, cut it, and got some nice long kitchen matches in there. I also have a candle in here because, you know, sometimes you just might want a candle. And I also wrapped it in tin foil because, hey, you never know when you need tin foil either. Plus, if you want to collect the wax, it's better just to put it in the tin foil when you're burning it. And then I also have a small box of safety matches that are completely waterproof. I ended up having to use these once just to get a fire going. So yes, they do work. Next, compass. This is a very nice compass. I've had this since my time in the military. It's where I got it from. It is a Brutton USA. It's got measuring tools on the side. Got all the types of different degrees you might need to know, and it's extremely reliable. It has never failed me. I also have attached to my whistle. I also brought a Safe Quest. I think I've had this one since I was a kid, since I think 14 or 15. My parents gave me this when we used to go hunting. It is very nice. It has a strobe on the front. And headphone users beware, because I'm about to turn this on. It's really loud. Ow. Oh, that's loud. We're taking the batteries out. I usually leave the batteries out of it when it's stored anyway. The one time I didn't, and I was moving, and that thing was going off in the U-Haul truck for 5 hours. I could hear it, and I was like, no, I'm not even going to pull over and try to dig all the way to the front of the U-Haul to get it. I'm just going to wait till it dies. And it did. It lasts about 5 hours, if anyone's wondering. It's very reliable. Speaking of batteries, Rayovac. I got AA's and AAA's because I needed both of them, so I just bought one pack. As far as flashlights, I had the Black Diamond headlamp. Worked very well. We ended up using this quite a bit. It's probably had, I don't know, 15, 20 hours of use, and it still turns on. As far as flashlight, I brought the Lux Pro. It is USB powered, which was fairly nice. It's got 3 different flash modes on it. Very bright. I don't remember how many looms this is, but it's up there. So I got the Cocoon travel pillow. Fairly nice. It's ultra air core, medium sized. Pick it up for you guys. This is the pillow. It's got 2 sides. One is cloth. One is, I think, nylon. It's got a simple part on this end to blow it up. I had to inflate it every day, but it wasn't much. It didn't lose that much air out of the whole time we were there. But yes, you still had to inflate it every day since I left it basically inflated, while we were gone during the day. By the time I came back, it was deflated about halfway. The next item that I took that I actually never needed, I have this Cedo Summit head net. Never took it out. I knew since we were going there at the beginning of the summer that there might have been mosquitoes, so I took this, but I think I saw 1 mosquito the whole time we were there. We really didn't even see flies, honestly. Some bees, that was about it. Insects really didn't bother us. There weren't that many. I also picked up these. These are Noon hydration tablets. These ones are sports. They have caffeine in them. I think this is the wild berry. I took these just as kind of give us like a pick-me-up when we were out and about, if we just really were sweating really bad and we just really needed some electrolytes to get going. Also, one thing that Les Stroud famously says, if you sweat, you die. He's right. You don't want to sweat. Usually if we started sweating, it was shedding layers. If we couldn't shed layers, we stopped. That was my rule. I also took a roll of sports tape, just for ankles, wrists, anything we might have got sprained. If we had to strap, big gauze to someone, which we didn't. It also makes really good tape just to have. I always just take this when I go. Took 2 packages of hand wipes. Came in really handy. These have alcohol in them. They burn amazingly. Which leads me to my next thing. I'm adding this to my fire kit. This is hand sanitizer because obviously we went during the pandemic. This was just in the truck. When we first got there and I couldn't get the fire started because everything was so wet, I ended up going to find some pine sap. The new pine sap works really good. But even the pine sap was having a problem holding the flame. It would start, but it wouldn't hold it. So then I remembered, oh yeah, I have hand sanitizer in my pocket. Let's douse it. So I did. I doused that in hand sanitizer. I put it in a little ball of kindling and I lit it and it was just like a whole flame erupted in my hand. It's just like, okay, throw it in the fire. We have fire for the rest of the time we're here because of hand sanitizer. It's a wonderful fire tool. I also took a fork and spoon for eating food, just so I didn't have to rely on taking so many disposable things, and these were much lighter than regular silverware. They're pretty nice. They extend, they retract. I love these things. I had one that was a spatula, but somebody melted it. Don't know who. One of us melted it when we were cooking food. Not a big deal. I also took with us a kettle, a pot, and a pan. The pan I took is one of my favorite. It's actually a restaurant quality pan. It's very, very nice. You can just put it right in an open flame. It's not cast iron or anything. It can really take and hold the heat very well, though. As far as emergency tools and things that we really might needed, I took the Soul Survivor Outdoor Longer Escape Light. This is just a survival blanket. I'm not going to take this out because I don't want to put it back in there right now. It's made for emergencies. Never used it. I know somebody used theirs during the night when it got that last night we were there. It was super cold, and they said these things were absolutely amazing. It kept them much warmer. I also had a second one. This one is a different brand. I'm not sure what brand it is, but they're basically all the same. Bug spray, which we never needed. In case we ran out of water, I did take a Life Straw container. This one has filters inside of it. It's basically just a glorified water bottle with a filter. Never ended up needing it because we took a ton of water. I think between all of us, we had about 15 to 20 gallons of water. Extra filters in case we needed them. These things are pricey, by the way. There's some basic zip ties, because zip ties and duct tape can fix damn near anything. I did take duct tape. I think it's in the garage with the rest of the duct tape. This thing was saving grace of all of our electronics while we were there. This is the Halo Bolt. I received this for, I think, Christmas present from my mother. Thank you, Mother. This thing is awesome. It's got a flashlight on one side. It's got another plug so you can jump cars, which is actually what it's made for. You can jump any car, including my giant 250 diesel, in seconds. It's got 2 USB plugs on it. It's got a house outlet. It's got an input to plug in to charge it. It charged everything, every single electronic we had for the entire time we were up there, and it still had battery left. So I think it charged both walkie-talkies, 2 different cameras, many cell phones every single day. Yeah, and I think it still had half a battery left by the time we left. This thing was amazing. Highly recommend this item. This is the Browning trail camera we had, which we ended up putting on the vehicle. It's fairly nice. It's basic. It worked really well, except we didn't get anything on there that we actually wanted other than us. But it does work very well. We left it up the whole time. Never opened it up, never changed the card, never changed the batteries. Just days and days and days it kept going. Walkie-talkies. So my biggest complaint about these walkie-talkies from Cobra is they claimed that they could work up to 2 miles in a city and 15 to 20 miles in the wilderness. Nope. These things where we were couldn't even work half a mile away in the middle of a field. Half a mile away, we couldn't talk to each other. Even while these were off, they were still on. You can actually see it in the video that was on the Infographic channel that one of these kept going off and it was off. It would just keep beeping. All right, so the rest of this stuff is everything that's already in containers, which I will go through. Let's start with the smallest one. So this was in my everyday carry, along with this. This is my homemade medical kit, which we'll go over in a second. This is just emergency gear, stuff we may or may not actually need. It has everything from different types of medicine. We got Pepsid, anti-diarrhea, because you never know what you drink out there. Soap, chapstick, hand warmers, feet warmers, some emergency medicine. And all this medicine's up to date. I keep this stuff up to date every single year. This is just NyQuil, Dayquil, Coleman emergency blanket, toothbrush, toothpaste, a bar of soap, and some Gold Bond foot powder, and a pencil. Alright, so this is my homemade medical kit. It works. I've used it before. This is basically just like, we need medical stuff and we need it very quickly. The other one I have is more of an industrial medical kit, but this is just for in the field if there's something wrong and we just need to get fixed right away so we can eventually go find more help. So first thing, right on top, super glue. This is like my best friend when it comes to medical gear. I've used this in the military for emergencies. If you really just got to shut a wound really fast, super glue. I have an emergency blanket in here. This thing is very old, actually. It's from Kmart. That'll date that. We have BioFreeze pain relieving gel for burns, triple antibiotic ointment cream, skin shield, my eyeglass repair kit, the glasses. That's kind of an emergency because I can't see without these. That's a medical tape. Old school tourniquet. Still works. Hand sanitizer. Cleaning your hands off before you're doing medical work. I have a couple things of emergency medicine in here as well. We have Tagamet, Gas-X, heartburn. Never know. People get problems all the time in the wilderness. Scissors. This is an ES March triangle bandage. You can use it for arm slings, chin face, head bandage, knees, and also as tourniquet. Very, very old school. Again, about as old as this Johnson & Johnson tourniquet. But you know what? They still work. I open and check it every year. They're still good. Got some just simple wet naps in here. They're replaced every year. Make sure they're fresh. I got some small and large size gauze pads and a miscellaneous array of bandages from small, medium, large, and knuckles. There you go. That's my homemade emergency kit. I always keep super glue on top because honestly it's the most useful. So this is the industrial construction first aid kit. This thing has an array of stuff in it. This thing is made by 3M. I did add a few things to it. Other than that, it's pretty much standard the same way I got it. This one I've had for about 3 years. Never actually had to use it. The things I did add to it were added some migraine medicine, Excedrin, because I get really bad migraines. I also have a very fresh supply of penicillin. Some other things that I did add to it. I added some fungus, nail, toe, and foot cream because, your feet are everything. Your feet are life. in the wilderness. If your feet go bad, you can't do anything. You can't go anywhere. I also added some nasal spray for anyone who's got severe allergies. A whole thing of Benadryl in here for more allergies. I have this bottle of extreme painkillers. Everything else that's in here is basic, just standard with it. There's ABD pads, there's ice packs, large gauze pads, more triangle bandages, there's gloves, scissors, there's an entire stitching kit in here. We have to stitch wounds up. This is the metal kit that I usually leave in my rucksack for those dire emergencies. And last but not least, we have this bag. This bag is not waterproof, but it came in handy. The things in here are just really basic and random. So this is an old school hand warmer. You actually have to light the stick on it. I also have just a very basic sewing kit in here with some cloth. In case something tears. I bought bright orange because you can also use this as a signal. This is an entire yard. It's 1 yard worth of bright orange cotton cloth. You can use it to repair, you can use it as a signal, you can use it as all kinds of different things. I had a couple of these all-weather outdoor notebooks that I gave everyone while we were there, along with small golfing pencils, just so they could write notes, anything they wanted in there. I have another sewing kit. I bring this is just kind of like my survival journal. When I go on trips, I write in here. I got this off of a Reddit book exchange a few years ago. Someone gave me this journal. I don't remember your name, but thank you. I love this thing. It's awesome. Really cool dragons on it. And it's got homemade recycled paper in it. Very nice. And this one is just all weatherproof notebooks, pencils, pens. I have colored pencils. It also has a protractor in it. I kept it in there for mapping things out. Speaking of mapping things out, this is my personal one that I took with me. I have 2 pencils in it. I also have an outdoor journal, an all-weather notebook. I have a Write in the Rain pen. They're very nice. You can basically use them anywhere. And in the back of it, I have a military-style triangle protractor that I can use for basically finding out our coordinates on a map. So yeah, overall, that was everything that I took on the trip. I'm sure this video is pretty long. There was a lot of stuff to go over. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe for more content. We have a lot more survival content coming in the near future. So I'll see you guys in the next video.